tall player, might be more beneficial to go right at the body on the serve. No kidding. Wow. That's spectacular. Both players really great movement. How about closing in there with that two-handed backhand volley? Yeah, she can applaud.
Kostyuk gets her revenge, and it's sizable. Yeah, you could see the disgust. I'm not sure if you could read lips, but that was not a positive comment from Pegula, and she squanders a 40-love lead.
That's more painful, I think.
And that'll buoy Kostyuk, who got off to the rough start, contributing a slew of unforced errors to begin, but now back in good stead.
Gumagana pa yung trace kahit naka.
Good pressure off the return of serve from Pegula. Great lob, very deep.
Well, this is a 40-love lead, if you will, for Pegula for the second straight game, albeit she's on the 40 side receiving. She couldn't hold her serve with this advantage, but looking to break Kostyuk for the second time in this tournament, both by her own hand. And Pegula makes it 2 for 2. Kostyuk, who had saved all 14 break points in the tournament coming into this match, broken twice in as many tries for Pegula to reclaim the lead early in the opening set. Consistent results for Jess Pegula over the last 4, maybe 5 years. Let's talk about the last 4 year-end rankings for the American. Amongst the top 20 in each of them. Top 10 the last 3 years. Kostyuk finds the pass to begin game number 6. For Jess, currently at number 7 in the world, she's in the hunt for Riyadh, the year-end championships. Wants to stay in the top 10, has good chance to do so. She doesn't have a lot of points to defend the rest of the way. She's equaled her best result of the Asian swing end year finish of 2024. Round of 16 last year. Losing to Badosa, went 1-1 in Wuhan. Didn't pick up a win in Riyadh, the WTA finals. So from here on out, basically she's got points on offer that could help elevate her standing.
Nicely done. Not going for too much. Much more control here. Waited to see where Pegula was going. To pick the opposite direction for the winner.
I saw how excited you got there as she didn't try to power her way through the court and actually just hit the simple shot. Oh.
Well, it's all about positioning. That ball was way to her left, didn't move around it enough, and at point of contact, hit it way too much left. Didn't have enough room for a racket head to go through.
That's quality stuff. Pegula, sigh of relief at the end, but really job well done.
Quality and fun to watch for sure. Great get here on this backhand volley. Good anticipation, and wow, she found the cross-court short. It's not easy.
Handled the reaction well. You know, I think she might be a good doubles player.
Yeah.
Wasting no time. Kostyuk was desperate to get forward and finish, and she does just that. She breaks Pegula for a second time.
3 games.
And as Zheng Wan from the chair says, it's 3-all. There's her coach. Very close by. There's a lot of advice. Tutelage was a player in her own right, cracked the top 125. Sandra Zanuska winning 10 ITF titles. And as you say, from having spoken to her quite often, she's a very solid and discerning voice that she offers Marta.
Yeah, and she's, you know, she's very much into trying to get Marta in the right state of mind to play, because the game is there. She's just tempering the unforced versus winners. And the control really of her shots and mental energy. Very explosive player, not only through her shots, but also in between the ears. She never accepts anything from a player. I mean, that was a beautiful return with ton of speed and pace, power. She doesn't accept not making that ball over the net, which is a good and a bad thing sometimes. You need to sometimes accept that the player is hitting a good shot. Just like Pegula is accepting this and going to the next point. Nothing you can do about it. Textbook, down the line, approach. Beautiful volley going towards the ball, trying to hit that ball before it drops below the level of the net.
Pegula's aggressive return sets up Kostyuk a chance to end the slide. 3 consecutive breaks of serve. Kostyuk tries to find her second hold. Won't come just yet. Yeah, I see what you mean there, because she just doesn't seem to want to let go. I wonder if it's better out than in. Like she purges the emotion, moves on, but that's not always the case with Marta.
No, fortunately. And you lose a lot of energy every time if you start, you know, to just comment on every single point. See, every time there's some kind of reaction. A negative reaction is definitely going negative in the head. Ask Chris Evert, she'll tell you a few things about mental toughness. One of the best out there ever.
Oh, and Kostyuk, she's starting to set things up. Architect of her potential demise in this 7th game, as she's hit 3 consecutive unforced errors. Squandered a 40-15 lead, and now in jeopardy of being broken for a 3rd time in this opening set. Wow. Unforced errors number 12, 13, 14, and 15, all in a row. And a point away from holding. Kostyuk coughs up her serve. It's a 5th break in the opening 7 games, but once again, it's Pegula who finds herself in the lead. Seesaw battle, back and forth they go. The domination of the returner in these opening 33 minutes of the final match in the round of 16. 5 breaks of serve already. Jess Pegula trying to find a way to produce just her 2nd hold. And we'll see if there's any lingering hangover effect on Kostyuk too, because she handed that 7th game away. Just gave it right over to Pegula. Said, here you go. Unforced error after unforced error. Sophie was mentioning the fact that Pegula, despite her lofty status as the 7th ranked player in the world, that's only 4th best from her home nation. Coco Gauff, Amanda Anisimova, Madison Keys ahead of her in the rankings. Trailed by Emma Navarro, who's already through the quarterfinals. Sophia Kenin, Eva Jovic, McCartney Kessler. Ashlyn Kruger and Ann Lee. These are all members of the United States squad that are in the top 50. That's 10. I bring that up as Pegula closes in on 5-3 because Rem from Dallas, which is in the U.S. by the way, Rembert wants to know what's going on with Americans women's tennis in all facets. Major champions this year. In fact, an American woman in each of the major finals, and the slew that I mentioned there. What's in the water?
Well, it's been in the water for a while, trust me, because even, I mean, now Davenport is the Billie Jean King captain. And before that, it was Kathy Rinaldi, and I remember, you know, every time there was, you know, a time to select the players, I would send a text to Kathy and say, hey, good luck.
Yeah.
Because you have so much choices. I mean, it's great, but it's not that great because, you know, you really have a hard time figuring out, okay, depends who you play against, it depends what this player did against this player in the past, if you're more comfortable playing this kind. So your pick are very difficult when you have that many.
Yeah.
It's a nice problem to have, I guess.
Indeed. U.S. trying to topple the defending champions Italy in Shenzhen prior to the start of this event, but it couldn't do so. Italy goes back-to-back in Billie Jean King Cup title runs.
Seems like she's returning with a racket and serving with another one. Interesting.
Anyway, thanks for your question, Rembert. Hope everything is well in the Lone Star State as Kostyuk tries to salvage some pride in this set.
Seconds.
Kostyuk again with another sizable lead on her serve. 40-15 in the previous game. Aired her way out of a hold. Oh, just found the line. I mean, when I say just, barely. But good enough. How much? Not much, but plenty. 40-15 once again. Well done. Perfect rainbow beyond the outstretched arm of Kostyuk as Pegula once again asking questions.
I still like that play though from Kostyuk to come in, you know, on the floating ball. It's just so well done and controlled by Pegula on that lob. 5'9", Kostyuk. backhand lob can go over the head of somebody that tall, you know you've done something right. Pegula doing something right here to get back into the score.
Shades of disappointment from about 6 minutes ago for Kostyuk. Another dominating start in her service game, and it still might not be enough. Oh, this is definitely going to sting. I mean, this is going to be a spirit breaker, not to mention the break of serve as Pegula comes marching back from 40 love down, finds herself with set point. And a catastrophic collapse in many respects for Kostyuk. That could have a lingering effect that might sting in the end. Pegula, one of the best front runners in tennis, has herself the opening set in 41 minutes. One set from the quarterfinals. Well, only time will tell, Sophie, the lingering effects of that, how mentally it will affect Kostyuk. But really, when it mattered most, Pegula was certainly the more sure-footed and steady of the two.
Yeah, I agree. You know, it's not only that. I mean, you know, those numbers are not really far-fetched from each other. It's just, you know, the breakpoint opportunity 4-for-4. That was the key for Pegula. But when you look at, you know, Kostyuk's play, and every player's, they're well aware of that. I mean, Kostyuk can hit many winners on which you don't even have to, and you don't even see the ball. But on the other hand, you know, she can make also so many mistakes for you to get back into a game, a set, and a match. So you have to be ready to ride the wave.
Done. Second set.
3/4 past the 10 o'clock hour, are approaching late night on a Wednesday, the first day of October 2025. Jess Pegula with a 1-set lead over Marta Kostyuk, looking to earn her spot opposite fellow American Emma Navarro in the final 8. And we'll see what Kostyuk can do here, because emotionally, I mean, you know, she just fell off the cliff. This is a nice effort with this forehand, but you look at it, lost the last 3 games, including her serve twice to finish off the set. And in both cases, she was up 40-15, committed 4 unforced errors. That was the break for 4-3. Was up 40 love, lost 5 straight points, and there's the set. Thankfully, and to her credit, she seems to be responding well to begin the second. Back to plugging away.
15-30.
Pretty good depth from the racket of Pegula to come in, and here with that volley really pushed Kostyuk completely off the court. And again here, love 30 on this game. Pegula just steadier.
Yeah, and Kostyuk again, an advantage that she can't hold. Pegula is more sure-footed, and that makes it now 4 consecutive games for the 5 seed. She tries to find her way to a straight sets win and into the quarterfinals. Yeah, for Pegula, I mentioned going to break that she's one of the best in the sport at winning when she's got the lead. In fact, this year it's been a dominant part of her game and her success. Of the 64 matches in total that she's played this year, 44 times she's won the opening set. That's almost 70%. And when she does so, she's got a 25-4 record on this surface in 2025. So it bodes well for a chance for success today. There you see her record overall this season when she has won the opening set. Things have been on the rise for Kostyuk from the position she's in. She's 5-13 this year when she loses the opening set, but lost 12 of the first 13. She's actually won 4 of her last 5 matches from this spot. See how she does.
Good return right at the body again. Look at that position that she ends up with. That's not balanced, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's been something you've been saying quite a bit lately,
Yep.
and I've noticed it's been used to good effect. But is it something that's kind of a new sort of theory or thought? I mean,
no, it's been in the use. I mean, I think, you know, the guys as the women are using it a lot more, but that's perfect execution here. But, you know, it makes sense, you know, when you think about the power that is generated from the rackets, the strings, and obviously the body and acceleration from the players today. Hitting the ball down the middle hard to somebody who just finished serving takes complete time away from them.
and Kostyuk finally able to hold the lead, and she's got it. She ends the slide of 4 straight games. Yeah, I mentioned that, Sophie, only in the sense that you touched on it there in your answer, and because obviously tennis has been around a long time. Tennis players have seen everything over the generations, but the old theory of trying to hit away from the server to make it difficult on them because of technology, because of pace, because of strength, it's changed that dynamic.
It totally did. I mean, my era when I did play with wooden racket, that's how old I am, but I did after that play with graphite. It was prevalent, but not as prevalent as today because their string patterns were not, and even the racket were not enabling us to have that much power.
Love meeting.
Second try was the best one. She kind of like intended to come take that ball in the air on the first forehand inside out. Decided to retract behind the ball and let it bounce, but it worked on the second try, which I'd like to see Kostyuk, you know, coming in more often. I think it's definitely under Sandra's tutelage, or coach. Because when you pound the ball with so much pace and you put your opponent in a little bit of a retrieval skills, you know that most of those balls are going to come back floating. And sneaking in to take that next one in the air takes away time from your opponent.
Oh, that's great stuff. And neither willing to concede, and it's such a testament to their knowledge and their skill set. Pegula was not going to give up at that point, nor was Kostyuk.
And look, right here, she knows that she's in a difficult position and sees that one backhand slice, and right away you saw Pegula coming in behind that ball to take it in the air right here, taking time away from Kostyuk, who I was very impressed got that ball anyway.
Pegula able to course correct the fourth consecutive game that Kostyuk has been able to build a lead, winning the opening 2 points or better. Only successful once in converting that into the scoreboard movement. As Pegula looks to seize the lead once more. And that'll do. Ooh. Kostyuk couldn't quite stop her forward momentum, and it puts her tumbling on the hard stuff. Pegula gives a watchful eye and some empathy, but not enough to replay the point. She's going to take the game, and she will be up 6-3, 2-1, looking for that final vacancy in the quarterfinals in Beijing.
Time.
Has to start from scratch, had not dropped a set en route to the round of 16. Marta Kostyuk, though, that has been upended after what turned out to be a pretty self-destructive finish to the opening set. Her last two service games with commanding leads, but couldn't hold them. Serving 1-2 in the second. Pretty sturdy season overall for Kostyuk, in consideration for the fact that she has performed her best at tournaments of this caliber. Oh. 28 overall wins on the season, 25 of them on the WTA Tour. 3 times a quarterfinalist this year. Of those quarterfinal appearances, all of them at WTA 1000 events in 2025. But a shot at a fourth, she's got a long way to go to try to find a way to compete for that.
She sure does, especially with that overhead. I'm trying to figure out what happened because that was right there in the racket. Oh yeah, I mean, the whole head went down at impact as well. Completely mishit that overhead.
Quarterfinalists in Doha, Madrid, and Montreal this year. That's the good news. Bad news, didn't win a single one of those matches. Oh, and here comes Pegula. She's starting to fire as she threw a dart and hits bullseye.
Yeah, both the return was pretty amazing, the depth, and then finishing with this angle, also close to the line, but that's just too good. It's the kind of tennis she's trying to show. The 1-2 punch. Great serve, wide. Redirecting perfectly.
Finally saves a break point tonight. And saves another. Pegula had been perfect 4 of 4 when holding break point until this game.
Almost looked, Kevin, that she was overrunning that ball. Pegula got really close to it. Too close.
It's caught out, might have been leaning T, and Kostyuk wisely with the kick out wide, not able to be returned, and she just might salvage a hold.
Not this time. She missed 2 of this overhead, 1 in the first opening game, and then the last one in this game. But not on the 3rd try.
No, she'll be pleased. 1 minute past 11 means we're in the 24th hour of this first day of October. Very pleasant conditions to play. Roof is open. The Capital Group Diamond Court, 67 degrees Fahrenheit, 19 Celsius. Humidity is up just under 75%. If you're a weather savant, the barometric pressure is 29.9.
So glad you're telling me that.
All in all, Sophie, it's about comfort. It's a comfortable night, at least environment and conditions-wise. And so far, it's been very comfortable for Pegula in this contest, even in spite of the fact she's been broken a couple of times. But while mentioning that, has that been something, it just seems as the years have progressed for the 31-year-old, when she finally hit her stride, you know, at 27 years of age or so, it seemed to be, Jess went from some kind of guessing and a little bit tense to being much calmer under pressure as the last couple of years have elapsed.
Yeah, I think it came with really owning your game and mastering your game of consistency. I have a question from the Provincetown Tennis Club, with a lot of people are watching this match and asking about if the conditions are slow or fast or faster than the US Open. I would think that it's a little bit faster than the US Open here, which probably helps Kostyuk, or should help Kostyuk, who's the one hitting a little bit more power. Not to say that Pegula is not.
Nifty and solid stuff from Pegula. She continues to move forward. But for Provincetown Tennis Club, just for maybe they only play on the courts that are there. Talk about the difference from one court to another, and why some courts are faster.
You're right. It's a very good point. The Provincetown Tennis Club, they play on Hartrue, and it's still going, although we are in the beginning of October. Avid tennis players out there, so much slower surface, but much more giving for your body as well, softer.
But as far as on tour, what are the factors? Is it sand in the paint that can make courts grippy and slower? Is it, what makes a different speed for different hard courts?
Well, some hard courts are grittier, and that makes it a little faster. And it depends also on what they're laid out above, on what underneath is the surface. Sometimes indoors, especially when they go into arenas, they, you know, depending on what floor they're putting, if it's wood, if it's forgiving, or if it's harder, then the ball is going to fly faster.
And Pegula hoping she can make quick work of this second set. Kostyuk frustrated, understandably so. And it's Pegula who finds her way to taking 9. The first 14 games, favoring the 5 seed, halfway home in the second set. Marta Kostyuk, the second-ranked player, second highest-ranked player, mind you, in the Hologic WTA rankings from Ukraine, behind 13th-ranked Alina Svitolina, who said she's pretty much done for 2025. Kostyuk's been in good form of late, winning 7 of her last 8 matches, including 4 in a row of late coming into this contest. helped Ukraine, contributed a couple of wins in Billie Jean King Cup play, not to mention her 2 victories, to earn her a spot opposite Pegula tonight.
Completely off balance on this backhand. Body was not anchored.
A pair of double faults today for Kostyuk, and again, she's had difficulty. We've already been harping on it a bit, but mention it one more time, holding leads, particularly on her serve. As she allows Pegula right back in.
Oh, how about the touch? Absolutely gorgeous. Kind of wonder who really is the better doubles player at this point with this kind of volley. But on paper, definitely Pegula, but on this shot, gotta give a big plus to Kostyuk.
Pegula says with her racket, makes a statement, we're not done here. This 6th game is not over. Another thumping of a forehand. Powering her 14th winner of the contest through the court. Extending Kostyuk to deuce.
I think on missing a couple overheads, she has said to herself, I am not missing another one. And this approach was magnificent. Great get to ask the question. So well answered by Kostyuk.
Point of concern for Kostyuk in this match has been her balance and her ability to keep her feet. Even midway through that point, she had to use her racket to kind of hold herself up, to avoid from slipping.
Yep, I agree. Oh, it's a great answer to a really good return down the middle. Such a better set so far for Kostyuk. Minimizing the unforced errors, especially only a -2 on the unforced versus winners.
And that is sturdy. In fact, a better set from both, at least in one area. In the opening 9 games of the first set, there were 6 breaks of serve. There have been 6 holds in succession for 3-all. So back to the line will come 31-year-old Jess Pegula, proud to be a native of Buffalo, New York. Of course, her family in good stead in Buffalo. Father Terry serves as owner and president of 2 professional franchises in the Buffalo area. Buffalo Sabres, who will begin their National Hockey League season on October 9th at home against the New York Rangers. And while no, they didn't invent buffalo wings and they're not a part of that industry, they are part of the professional football franchise, the NFL Buffalo Bills, who are off to a fantastic start, 4-0. They'll be in prime time on Monday against the New England Patriots. Make mention of that because Pegula's garnered a nickname in Beijing. Oh, almost was redirected off the net court into the court of play, but it doesn't find its way. Yeah, Da Fu. Da Fu is Jess Pegula's nickname in Chinese in Beijing. They've commonly, you can hear actually during points, come on, Da Fu. Well, not during points. They know the protocol. After points. Definition to many, particularly in Chinese parlance, is wealthy. Pegula addressed it and said she hopes it means blessed. Certainly has been blessed with a competitive fire that belies whether or not Da Fu is wealthy or not. She really competes at a high level. Demonstrates it week in, week out.
Yeah, there's some big hitting on this court right now. A huge opportunity for Kostyuk here.
Yeah, Marta saved a couple of break points in game 4. That was the only threat against the server in the set until now. Oh, turn and burn. Kostyuk, a terrific return winner. And she's got the first break of the second set. And she's found her way to the lead for the first time tonight as she tries to come back from a set down. Marta Kostyuk making things interesting, certainly to the delight of Emma Navarro. She hoping that this is a bid by the Ukrainian to extend it to a third set. Certainly not because Navarro was rooting against fellow American Jess Pegula, but she just wants these two to wear each other out, because Navarro's victory over top seed and champion 2 years ago of this event, Iga Swiatek, has her in the quarters, awaiting the winner of this match. And I might, Sophie, amend that statement just slightly, because I do think that subconsciously, whether she wants to admit it, Navarro is cheering for Kostyuk, not just to take it to a third set, but to win.
Why?
Well, against Jess Pegula, Navarro is 0-2. Against Marta Kostyuk, she's 4-0.
I see. But you'd rather play your fellow American? At least you know that there's a fellow American who's going to go into the semifinals if they were to play each other. I think that's more the mentality.
Sure. And the potential for 4 Americans in the final 8 if Pegula's victorious.
There was anger right there on this return. Wow. One more chance here to consolidate that break earlier for Kostyuk. She hasn't done anything wrong in those last 2 points. It was all in the racket of Pegula.
It will not be an otherwise crushing collapse for Kostyuk. She had leads in her final 2 service games of the opening set and couldn't hold them. She does not squander this chance to extend herself to 5-3. It's Pegula's turn to get frustrated and start to demonstrate. She can no longer keep things contained. Mark Merklin, part of the Marx brothers, if you will. Working in tandem with Pegula. Mark Knowles, we believe, is back in the United States. Might even be watching. Shout out to Knowlesy.
She's losing her way, and when you have to be, crediting Kostyuk just being so much more consistent, and on the other hand, it's Pegula who's giving away way too many points here.
Yeah, and you can understand why Pegula was beseeching Merklin for some help here. This has been a significant slip Kostyuk has come to play, winning 13 of the last 16 points. It's got her in position to take an overwhelming finish to the second set into the third. Kostyuk over towards her camp and Sandra Zanuska. So that's 2 tries. Lucky for her, she's got a third. And that goes missing. And this is a pattern that has been all too common today for Marta Kostyuk. There's the aforementioned Zanuska.
Remember what I say about riding that wave. She can be brilliant, but also give so many points away, Kostyuk.
Led second.
And again.
Advantage, Pegula.
Goodness. Wow. Well, if there's anything we've learned in an hour and 22 minutes is that the only constant for Kostyuk is her inconsistency. Squanders another lead and 3 set points, and Pegula still in the hunt for a straight sets win. What's going to happen? Your guess is as good as anyone's, tennis fan. I hope you're enjoying this final match in the round of 16. It certainly has been entertaining, if not predictable. Much of that unpredictability coming from the top of your screen. Marta Kostyuk, her skill set so high, her ability so good, but maintaining a consistent level has been elusive.
Bad luck for Marta, because if that ball didn't clip the net, I think that would have been probably a winner. You know what she reminded me of, Marta? Mariana Lucic Baroni. I don't know if you remember that player from Croatia.
Yeah.
She used to hit so hard, and it was exactly that. Players used to ride the wave and say, hey, if you're going to hit that way and do it for 2 sets in a row, you it.
She was a top 20 talent.
Yep, she was number 20. Actually, that was exactly the highest ranking that she achieved in 2017. Raw talent, really.
Kostyuk has come unwound, just like that little bit of the sweater that you pull on, and it all starts to come apart. And after having multiple chances to break for the set, she can't earn a single point in trying to earn it from the line. Just like that, Jess Pegula at even terms, 5-all.
It is so hard to coach a player like this, I can tell you. So frustrating. Just because you know there's so much talent, but then again, so much waste sometimes.
Well, because it seems like a lack of nuance. Maybe Sandra ought to lose that hat. It says crush. That's not the advice you want to give, is it? She hasn't been able to contain her power today.
He might be on something.
And Pegula starting to kick into overdrive. She's gone from a little trot. She's starting to jog, looking to sprint across the line. And she's got a nice little head of steam to do so. 11 straight points as she looks to make it 3 straight games. To add one more to that as well. Oh, and that comes to an end. 11 is where it will stop as Kostyuk makes the stretch for the return winner.
Brilliant.
And that caterpillar only goes to 10. That's why it said last 10 points.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah, it can't go beyond. And there it is, the finish for Pegula. Go ahead and make it 12 of the last 13 just for good measure. And the tides have turned. And Pegula in good stead to make it an All-American quarterfinal against Emma Navarro in Beijing. Trying to find success against top 10 players has been, well, sporadic for Marta Kostyuk. She's got 9 wins over the elite, including a win earlier this year in Doha over world number 3 Coco Gauff. But in the time since, it's been a pretty hapless effort. 0-6 versus the elite. Too crafty from Pegula, and for Kostyuk, it's going to be unlucky number 7 in a row against top 10 opponents if she can't turn things around, and Pegula refuses to allow her to.
Never gift handed out.
Yeah, the interesting thing is neither has been particularly sterling sharp. Yeah, they're each in a deficit, almost twice as many unforced errors as winners for both. That's winner number 18 for Kostyuk, one less than Pegula, but she has 5 more unforced errors. I make mention of it only because sometimes it's not about how many unforced errors you commit, it's about when. And when she's been in a prime position to try to seize a lead or momentum, the unforced errors have come in droves.
And then there's this. This is just so good. I mean, she can play and do anything on the court. But you're right, those 3 set points were unforced errors after unforced errors for Kostyuk earlier in this set. She's still in it though, trying to push it to a tiebreak.
Yeah, didn't play the 3 set points well in this set. And remember, back in the 7th game of the opening set, she had a chance to move ahead 4-3, was up 40-15, hit 4 consecutive unforced errors, was broken. Then again in the next service game was up 40 love. And error after error meant she lost the set as she was broken. Can she elevate right now at the right time to get her to the 13th game?
She sure is trying. And to your point, you know, when you look at the unforced errors versus winners from both players, they both had 19 winners, 39 unforced, only 5 more for Kostyuk, but it feels like it's so much and such a big difference, as you mentioned earlier.
Pegula doesn't shy away from much, but she certainly doesn't want to get in a tiebreak and see where every point matters and how that could maybe cause a problem for forward progress. So she's going to continue to try to find a way to a match point in this 12th game. Oh my. Oh, that is a touch of magic.
What you can do, I can do better.
That's too good. This is something you can't practice, I assume, Sophie.
Not quite. You can practice the drop shot, not the one hitting the clip of the tape, because if you can't practice this and you know how to do this, you might as well teach it and make millions.
Not only that, but look where it fell. I mean, there was no chance to make a play like 2-3 inches from the net.
0.
All right, let's hope the rest of this contest, whether it ends here, extends in a 3rd set, finishes in that vein. That is a quality exchange. Kostyuk comes away with the goods, and she does earn the hold for 6-all.
Yeah, they're both exchanging blows from the baseline, and it's such a good match right now because they're all playing so well at the same time. This could be a fun tiebreak.
Yeah, it has not favored Marta when it's gotten a tiebreak this year. There is the 20% success rate. Pegula's 50% seems monumental in comparison. Kostyuk even played a couple of tiebreak points in Billie Jean King Cup play, and she split those, so has been on the losing end more often than not. But she's off on the right foot to begin. Took that ball very early, feet inside the baseline.
Yeah, you're gonna love that return. Straight down the line. No chance for Pegula to get there. Great serve right at the right hip of Pegula. And cuffed, couldn't do anything with that racket head. Consistency level for Kostyuk so much better here. This last game for sure. Using the slice here, why not? Forced the error.
3-0. Kostyuk.
That is magnificent. I mean, that is just a sword sharp type of slice through the court from Pegula.
I mean, that volley is ridiculous. Down her sock line, she's finding the angle short cross court. You know how difficult that is?
I can only imagine.
Very.
Conceptually, I can't figure out how she got that ball to find its way through. Oh, that is nifty. I mean, she didn't have a lot of space because Kostyuk was moving over and she knew it. So Pegula says, I'm going to aim for the outside edge of the line.
3-2. Kostyuk.
Gorgeous. Good pressure though from Kostyuk. It's not a bad play to come in and ask the question, but oh boy, was Jessica able to answer it?
And they'll make the turn. Swap ends with Kostyuk just finding her way to a mini break lead. It was the opening point. As this tie break will decide who is going to join Emma Navarro. Will it be just Pegula? If she wins the tie break, that's assured. If not, then they'll go 3. It'll be the 3rd match today of the 4 played. It ends up going the distance. Only Linda Noskova's 6-2, 6-4 win over Anastasia Potapova earlier today. The only straight sets win. The big news to start was Sone Kartal's victory over 4-seed Mira Andreeva, her first ever top 10 win, as the Brit won 7-5 in the 3rd. And then, of course, that was supplanted by the news that the top seed and 2023 champion Iga Swiatek was bounced by Emma Navarro 6-love in the 3rd. The mini break is no more.
4-3. Kostyuk. Lenses.
Oh, well, that was eerily reminiscent of the other shot at this end that Pegula was able to find the passing shot and just catch the line. This one got oh so close.
Oh, we're talking like millimeter out.
It was right in front of Kostyuk. She had the best seat in the house, and she breathes a huge sigh of relief. Now she can earn the tiebreak on her racket. And she'll have a fourth chance to accomplish that.
6-4, Kostyuk.
Seems a life ago that she had those set points.
Yeah, back in the 9th game. No Joy is number 4. Her time to shine. And Pegula's unforced error means they're going 3. Kostyuk held her nerve, found a way. A gritty performance in the second set. Doesn't squander a 5-3 lead. And a final set will decide who is the last member of the Elite 8 at the China Open. Well, her game ebbs and flows, and it found its way flowing just at the right time to finish off in the tiebreak. Talking about 23 seed Marta Kostyuk.
Yeah, it's all about the timing of, as you mentioned, those unforced error versus winners. But yeah, she pulled it off. It was tough, but she finally did it. And I think that she needs to do what she did in the second set a little bit more. I mean, sometimes she actually put a little more shape of that forehand that threw off the rhythm of Pegula. 71% of first serves versus 44. I think Jessica is going to look for something better here in this final set. 21 unforced to 22 for Kostyuk. 14 winners, 2 more than Pegula in that set. It was a tight one, 2 points only.
Time.
One more to go. That's all that's left. Is it winner take all? Final set. Marta Kostyuk and Jess Pegula in their 5th encounter. They will find themselves in the 3rd set for just a second time. Their first ever meeting was at a WTA 1000 event, Cincinnati, 3 years ago in the second round. Pegula winning 6-2 in the 3rd. The time since, it's all been a straight run through. There is the records this season, and the 9-6. 9-6 is notable for Kostyuk, because at one point she was 0-3. She's won 6 in a row in best-of-3 set formats. Takes a step backward to begin the final set with her 4th double fault.
15.
Pretty amazing on the run to be able to produce that pass, I tell you, because that was not a bad volley. Look how long that run was diagonally, but so quick to get to it. Probably one of the underrated part of her game is the movement for Kostyuk.
Well, the struggle has been real in her opening 2 matches. As mentioned, if you missed from the outset of this contest, Kostyuk saved all 14 break points in the opening 2 rounds. Pegula has now worked her way to her 8th of this contest alone. That is a clean ball strike.
Brilliant. Again, just such ease. And balance, by the way.
Yeah,
That's
you
the
mentioned
difference.
that. Yeah. Still some work to do. And comes undone once more. A racket didn't slip out of her hand. That's frustration. And it'll be Pegula who gets off on the right foot in the final set. Yeah, the joy's short-lived for Kostyuk, who, remember, had only won 2 of 10 tiebreaks this year. She earns the tiebreak to force the 3rd set, but then is promptly broken once more for a 6th time. That's not going to sit well. And again, right off, Marta, Kostyuk at your own peril. Jess Pegula's season capped off by 3 titles on 3 different surfaces. That's terrific stuff as she picked up titles 7, 8, and 9 in Austin, Charleston, and Bad Homburg in succession. Looking for her 9th quarterfinal this year. She has a good record too when she gets to the final 8. 6-2 on the season. And there's good news in that regard because the 2 losses that she suffered were the same person. Katerina Alexandrova in Doha and Stuttgart, and Alexandrova is no longer in Beijing. She exited early. But Sophie, a question for you, just kind of trying to keep in mind what's happened here is Pegula. We talked about how calm she's been the last couple of years. She's been able to keep herself, well balanced emotionally. Sometimes you can get caught up in a player like Kostyuk's game. Can't you? That frenetic sort of pace. So many unforced errors flying, no real rhythm.
Difficult. said, you don't get a rhythm. It's up and down all the time, but you have to accept it.
Wow. She's done it a couple of times, so it's no longer an anomaly or just, just finding her way. She knows what she's doing with her racket. That angle down low, cross court, has been to good effect as she consolidates the break.
That puts a little pressure when she comes in just because our volleys are so good. And again, sock line area, she's pretty good at it with that backhand volley.
You're not kidding. Second consecutive game in this final set. Kostyuk starts with a double fault. First ace of the match. Kostyuk would love to get some more free points on her serve. I'm a bit surprised to look up and see the stat board finally move in that category.
Oh, what a get. Oh, that's exceptional. She didn't intend to hit it that short, but what a get and the slice of all things down the line.
You were crediting her movement earlier. Good example. Bit discombobulated coming forward. Didn't give herself enough room, just tried to shovel and bunt that right in front of her, which was more difficult than if she'd had time to step out of the way, but still a chance to get on the board. Wise and clear choice made.
Well, I love the fact that she's going behind her. It's just very smart. It's just so good from Pegula again. I mean, putting that ball in worst position for Kostyuk to get to that volley. And even if she gets it, that ball is so below the level of the net, you got to pop it back up, and that gives another chance for Pegula to pass again.
Deuce.
Worrying sign for a layman like me that she's having so much difficulty in finding the right spot on her toss. Close to 2 hours on court. It's proving difficult.
Oh, the feet didn't work here. She needs to get up to that ball.
Advantage.
Say that again?
The feet didn't work here.
Yeah. Pegula knows it. She got a little concrete boots set in place.
It's a little harsh.
How are her feet there?
I think they were perfect, especially really a racket getting back so quickly to execute that fabulous inside-out return. Power, precision. It's a lethal combination.
Kostyuk playing with fire.
Advantage.
Continues to give Pegula opportunity after opportunity. That'll be a second break chance for Pegula in this third game. Kostyuk, a double break deficit would almost appear to be insurmountable. Well, even winning the point, Kostyuk seems in disarray and upset. And understandably, Pegula just kept asking and asking.
The movement of Jessie to bring balls back, especially that one, that was the hardest one with the short cross court. Good adjustments on this footwork.
And she'll be set up for another break once more. But am I making too much of the ball toss and the problem she's having right now?
Nope, I agree. But she's, you know, she's starting somewhat okay. It's not perfect in this game, at least, except for that double fault, obviously.
14th point of game 3 in the final set. And 14 points is too many. It took the third try for Pegula to garner a third game in the third set. And if she wants to be amongst the last 8, she needs 3 more games to do it. A third of Jessica Pegula's 9 titles have come at tournaments of this caliber, and they are high caliber. We're talking about WTA 1000 events. At the moment, she's halfway home in the final set towards reaching her 20th quarterfinal at a tournament of this level. Serving 3-love. Hoping this double break lead will stand up and be enough to get her into her 3rd WTA 1000 quarterfinal this season.
It's great serve right to the body. This one a bit slow in the box. Give plenty of time for Kostyuk to unleash. That was a chance for a 4-love lead here for Pegula. Handing out a gift. That serve has been working well in this game at least. Right to the left hip of Kostyuk.
Unbelievable, she says. So much pressure she puts upon herself. Such high expectation on every point. And Pegula with a hold for 4-love. And that'll set things up nicely for the 5 seed. And a chance to meet Emma Navarro in the last 8. Well, speaking of the last 8, in about 14 hours, 50 minutes, as we've now moved 10 past midnight October 2nd, 2025. That's 14 hours and 50 minutes until the arrival of defending champion Coco Gauff. The 2 seed will take the court against Germany's Eva Lies, their first ever meeting. That'll be the first quarterfinal that gets underway tomorrow. 3 hours after that, at 6 p.m. local time Beijing, we'll see Amanda Anisimova as she takes on Jasmine Paolini. Hope you join us tomorrow, which is technically today, tennis fan, for the 2 quarterfinals from the bottom half of the draw.
Great response from this hammered return down the middle.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. On the top level, would you please keep quiet? 谢谢楼上的观众，请大家保持安静。
Enjoying themselves just a little too much up high in the Capital Group Diamond Court. Yeah, the look of disgust on her face will be met post-match if she comes up short for Kostyuk, especially when she sees the amount of unforced errors she's contributed. Winner number 30, following her 54th unforced. Just might find her way to the hold.
And took a little bit more pace off the ball here. Rolled that forehand. Topspin.
And there is her 7th hold and 14 trips to the line, a 50% success rate on the day. Probably not going to get it done against a top 10 opponent, but it gives her life as there's movement on the scoreboard in the 3rd. Marta Kostyuk with her first game. Third most productive player on the WTA Tour in 2025 at the line, serving 4-1. Jessica Pegula seeking her 45th win of the year. That places her 3rd behind only Iga Swiatek and Aryna Sabalenka for most wins on the year. Having reached the quarterfinals in Doha, runner-up in Miami to Sabalenka, attempting to make it to her 3rd WTA 1000 Final 8 this year.
Well, she's playing pretty free right now. Nothing to lose. Kostyuk being down 4 love. Now able to finally hold. Gotta go for it. She might relax a little bit because of the scoreboard right now. Kostyuk be a little bit more successful.
谢谢上面看台的观众，请您帮忙保持安静好吗？
It's 15 minutes past midnight, and some of the crowd continues to talk in the upper reaches of Capital Group Diamond Court. Because there's not as many fans as understandable this late in the night. Some of the sound echoing down to the court.
请大家帮忙看一眼过道里面的观众，请让他们保持安静，谢谢。
Showing Juan in the chair, imploring fans to keep it down, stay composed. In that regard, you can just hear a fantastic audio. You can hear the concussion of the ball, every strike. It sort of echoes in the court.
It sure does. And that volley was perfectly hit.
Yeah, the sound, the way it's bouncing out, reminds me of late 2020, the U.S. Open that year.
Yeah, when there was no crowd.
Yeah, no fans, so everything was...
It was eerie, that's what it was.
Well, it was eerie, but it also echoed so much, particularly obviously in Ash because it's so cavernous, but in all of the 3 showcase courts, you could just hear the ball so well. You could hear every sound, every peep. Pegula with the hole for 5-1. You forgive me, I mean, it is 18 minutes after midnight. I don't know what was peeping during the U.S. Open in 2020, but certainly you can hear the echoes of the sounds there. It doesn't bother Pegula one bit. She's back in good stead and finds herself a game away from the quarterfinals.
Well, how about this? I mean, you're totally on the defensive and you're able to change that and completely turn your fortune in your advantage. Look at that backhand, how she's able to find the depth on this right in the corner.
And Pegula is starting to indicate she's had enough. She's ready to start getting this thing done, start to prepare for Emma Navarro. And she's oh so close to doing just that. Double match point for the 5 seed. And Team USA will rejoice as they will have half of the participants in the quarterfinals, which will include 5 seed Jess Pegula, who engineers a 3-set victory over Marta Kostyuk and proves a 4-1 lifetime against the Ukraine. And more importantly, her 45th win of the year has her vying and in contention for the China Open. 6-3, 6-7, 6-1 to get the job done in just over 2¼ hours.
Yeah, I mean, those wins for Pegula are always, you know, at the end, you know, the adversity and what she brings in is, one, the consistency throughout a match. She plays about even kill or better. Rarely did she dip in her form, as this woman is a roller coaster on the courts. A beautiful one, I might add, because she just hit some of almost incredible.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Her game is high level when it's working.
Yeah, but then there's a lot of unfortunate, unforced errors in the mixed. Too many.
Let's hear from Da Fu. What did she think of her performance tonight?
Jessica, it was really a tough match, full of turns and twists right there. What was really going through your mind after bitterly losing the 2nd set, and how did you manage to come back strong?
I felt like I was still playing really good tennis. I felt like I just needed to focus on my serve and my returns, really, and then I think, honestly, I felt really comfortable going into the 3rd. I wasn't really that upset about losing the 2nd, even though it was close and I had chances, but it was a little unlucky. I thought I missed the one backhand by this much, the leg court that rolled over on her side, like, it's so close. So I was just trying to keep a good attitude.
确实，在同时第2盘以后呢，他也是重整旗鼓。第2盘其实他有机会的哈，这一次的反手还有几个机会都没有抓住，很可惜。那么到了第3盘呢，他自己在发球、接发球以及整个的来回球当中都做了很好的处理，提高了自己的竞争力，最终胜出还是对自己的表现感到满意的。I think, you know, in the quarterfinal, Da Fu might need some help, a larger, perhaps cheering crowd to help you when you take on Emma right there.
Oh, definitely. It's going to be battle of Dafu and Arfu or whatever her nickname is. So you guys will have to choose. But no, thank you guys for coming and staying so late. I know it was a late night last night and tonight, but hopefully you can come out and watch me and Emma play and battle it out. We always, you know, love your support here.
佩古拉说：“真的，下一场比赛是4分之一比赛，是会碰上了纳瓦罗。他说如果是中国观众叫他是大副的话，那么纳瓦罗是2副，那么大副和2，你们会支持谁呢？希望大家到时候届时还是能够来现场看这场比赛。他也是再次感谢各位熬夜来今天陪伴他作战，再次的感谢各位展现出往常的热情。” Jessica, congratulations, really. I'm going to ask you to autograph some tennis balls and hit the crowd with your autographed tennis balls.
Well, we'll see what Da Fu puts on the lens as she puts a smiley face and her signature on a quality 3-set performance from start to finish, able to outlast Kostyuk once again. And the good news, Wednesday will be off for Pegula, and she'll have some time to prepare for Emma Navarro as the bottom half of the draw will be in play tomorrow. But as she said, she kept her composure, disappointed she couldn't get through in 2, but then she turned on the afterburners in the final set.
Yeah, and I love her awareness of really how she explained that in the 2nd set. I mean, it's true. I mean, it was a couple points here and there that made the difference, and, you know, a little bit unlucky with that lead court for sure, but overall, didn't really, she wasn't bothered by it going into the 3rd sets. But those stats were long to come, I have to say.
Yeah, well, we can tell you, we know that there were 57 unforced.
That's for sure on the side of Kostyuk. That's a lot too many. 31 winners, 23 winners, the other side 44 enforced. But more importantly is when those came, you know, about in the match. And I think like overall, just a better balance for Jessica Pegula, as always, more consistency in our match.
So Kostyuk is swept aside. There are 8 women left, and there they are in the top half of the draw. Emma Navarro saw off 2023 champion Iga Swiatek. It sets up an all-American clash. They've met twice, Pegula winning both, winning 4 of 5 sets, including a 3-setter on the grass of Bad Homburg this year.
That's going to be interesting to see this, but at least we are for sure having one in the semifinal. For sure an American will be there.
And 2 Americans in the bottom half in action tomorrow. Paolini takes on Anisimova, and Coco Gauff kicks off our coverage later today against Eva Lees. That's at 3 p.m. local time in Beijing. We hope you'll join us then, tennis fan. It is Jess Pegula sort of somewhat securing in her position at the number 6 slot. Hasn't qualified for Riyadh, but here is her place at the number 6 spot behind a couple of other Americans in her stead. 3 have qualified: Sabalenka, Swiatek, and Gauff. We'll see you tomorrow. For now, we say so long from the China Open.